Hello, this is Tom from Little Munchkin Patch, and today we're reading The Detective Dog by Julia Donaldson. I've got my little friends here. You ready? There was once a dog with a keen sense of smell. She was known far and wide as Detective Dog Nell. Sniff, 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 time after time, Nell the detective solved crime after crime. Who threw the hazelnuts down from the trees? Who took the honey away from the bees? Who did the poo on the new gravel path? How did the spider get into the bath? Sniff, 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 with a wag of her tail, Nell the detective dog was hot on the trail. Nell shared her house with a person called Peter, a very nice child, though he could have been neater. And 6-year-old Peter was one of those boys who kept on mislaying his clothes and his toys. Sniff, 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 nose to the ground. These are the things the detective dog found. The bus in the bowl and the book in the bed, the sock on the sofa and the shoe in the shed. The tumble-down teddy, the bounce-away ball. Nell the detective discovered them all. Now, Nell did detection from Tuesday till Sunday, but did something totally different each Monday. She found Peter's bag and she tracked down her lead, then set off for school where she heard children read. Exactly. The children loved reading their stories to Nell, and Nell loved to listen and also to smell. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Mixed in the air were plasticine, custard and newly washed hair. The crusts in the bins and the coats on the hooks, but the best smell of all was the smell of the books.
Books.
Well, there's all children reading the books there. It's the teacher.
His
There's all
hair
the
looks
books.
weird, the teacher's
It does look a bit weird, doesn't he? Maybe he needs to wash his hair. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites.
Look, and now there in that picture.
Oh yeah, that was a pop-up book, isn't it? You can see the dinosaur
Look at the
popping up.
dog.
The dog?
No, that in that one.
Oh yes, she's really listening hard, isn't she? Books about princes who turned into frogs,
Who?
books about dragons, and books about dogs.
Dogs.
But then came a Monday when all was not well. Nell sniffed the air and the smell, and she smelled the wrong smell.
There's a bad smell.
Into the classroom the two of them hurried and found Mr. Jones looking terribly worried. She tugged on his hair and let out a sigh. Peter looked round and he started to cry. Sniff, sniff, sniff. What was going on? The books, cried out Peter. The books have all gone.
Gone.
He looks very upset, doesn't he? They all look upset. Look, they're all crying.
They look here. The teacher looks creepy.
Nell gave a growl when he heard the bad news, but then started sniffing and searching for clues. Sniff, sniff, sniff. On the bookshelf, a cap. The thief must have dropped it, the terrible chap.
Yeah.
Oh, she's running out now. Nell sniffed the cap when she tugged on the lead, and woof! She was off at astonishing speed. That's a good noise, yeah. Everyone followed Detective Dog Nell. She stopped at the traffic lights. What could she smell? Sniff, sniff, sniff. Haddock and hay, pizza and penguins, and further away, the smell of the thief, and how very exciting. Thousands of pages, all covered in writing.
Huh? That doesn't make sense.
I think it does. Look, there's the town they live in. Look, they've started up here. This must be the school. They run down here, passing the zoo.
That's the pizza place with all the pizzas.
That's right.
And the penguins coming out with the pizza.
Oh, yeah. Then woof, they were off, with no time to stop, past the farm and the zoo and the takeaway shop. They raced through the field where the rabbits smelled good, and then over the golf course and into the wood.
It did say free, so the penguin's taking it for free.
Does it say free?
Yeah.
Where does it say free?
There.
That says fry and pie.
Aye.
They thrashed through the undergrowth, leafy and dense, till they came to a gate in the old wooden fence. Then Nell started growling and picked up an ear. She barked, and the bark meant, "The thief is in here." They flung the gate open, and Peter cried, "Look, there sat a man with the nose in a book." There were many more books poking out of his sack, and the children yelled, "Those are our books! Give them back!" Sniff, sniff, sniff. The book thief looked sad. "I'm sorry," he sniffed. "I know I've been bad. Stealing is wrong, but I just meant to borrow. I was planning to give all the books back tomorrow." To borrow? To borrow! Nell pricked up her ear. She barked, and the bark meant, "I've had an idea." Then woof, she was off, and away they all sped, including the book thief, who told them, "I'm Ted." Sniff, 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 they raced through the wood, and over the field where the rabbit smelled good. They panted and puffed past the takeaway shop, the zoo and the farmyard with never a stop. Expect to retrieve Peter's scarf and a ball, which someone had thoughtfully placed on a wall. There it is. Till they came to a building with doors open wide, and what did they see when they all went inside? Thousands of books from floor to the ceiling. The books gave the thief the most heavenly feeling. He gazed in amazement. "Where am I?" he said. And Peter replied, "In the library, Ted. You can join if you want. There isn't a fee, and you can take lots of books out for free." So Ted has a lovely new library card, and he sits reading books in his little backyard. And when it's Monday, Detective Dog Nell visits the school with the wonderful smell. Sniff, sniff, sniff. With a faraway look, she smells and she listens to the book after book. Books about dinosaurs, books about knights, books about planets and meteorites, books about princes who turn into frogs, books about dragons, and books about dogs. All the old books, and a new one as well, the story of daring Detective Dog Nell. There he is, Detective Dog. The end.